Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to Shifting Lanes. My name's Chad and today is an excellent day because one of the world's biggest auto manufacturers, Toyota, has decided to say, stuff the turbos, let's just put a big ass V8 in it. And that's exactly what they did with the brand new Lexus IS500. Now the Lexus IS500 is what Lexus is calling an F-Sport performance model, and it is the first car to wear that moniker. So what does all this mean? Well, now you have three different levels of sport when buying certain Lexus models. On the bottom end, you have F-Sport, which is basically an appearance package and some minor upgrades to give the cars a little bit more sporting characteristics. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the full-fledged F models, which is the most performance-focused, most enthusiast-focused vehicles Lexus will make. Right smack in the middle is the F-Sport performance line. I know it's a little... Lexus defines their F-Sport performance vehicles as models that will appeal to passionate driving enthusiasts that crave higher levels of performance over the standard F-Sport models. The IS500's 5-liter V8 chucks out 472 horsepower, 395 foot-pounds of torque, and it does so at a curb weight of 3,891 pounds. And if you are the type of person who cares about fuel economy, well, this might not be the vehicle for you because it gets 24 miles per gallon on the highway. So you can expect right around 20 mpg combined, but let's face it, you're not buying this car because it's the last word in fuel economy. You're buying this car because it sounds like this. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds absolutely epic. None of that power, none of that noise means an absolute lick of anything if you don't have a great transmission to back it up and a great chassis to handle all of the power. Now, Lexus sends all of that power to the rear wheels via an 8-speed direct shift automatic transmission. Yes, there is no manual option. However, we have driven other vehicles with this transmission and it will be in no way a detraction from the overall fun factor of this vehicle. The chassis, much like the transmission, looks like it's going to be more than up for the task of handling the Lexus IS500's enormous grunt. It'll come standard with the IS rear-wheel drive F-Sport dynamic handling package, which includes adaptive variable suspension. It'll also have a torsion limited slip differential, Yamaha rear performance dampers. Braking is handled by 14-inch two-piece aluminum front rotors and 12.7-inch rear rotors. It also comes with improved aerodynamics, which improves brake cooling, so you're going to be able to mash on these brakes for longer. The long and short of it is that this is an upgraded version of what comes standard in the IS350 F-Sport, and we've driven that, and that is a nippy little car that does a great job of handling the twisties. This IS is going to be comfortable when you're driving it to work and an absolute monster on the back roads when you're looking to have a bit of fun. Where does all of this performance goodness put the IS500 in the market? Well, Lexus themselves has said the IS500 is aimed directly at the BMW M340i, the Mercedes AMG C43, and the Audi S4. So let's just kind of take a look at these other cars and break down how the Lexus stacks up. Starting with the interior, let's face it, these are all high-end, mid-size luxury sedans. Any one of these is an absolutely phenomenal place to be. However, Lexus just does interiors better than their German rivals. It really does a great job of making you feel like you're in a special vehicle, which the IS500 will be. As for the exterior, in my opinion, it is by far and away the best looking vehicle in this sort of sporty sedan class. The Audi S4, well, the majority of that car is so spectacularly boring to look at that you get the feeling they were in a meeting and be like, oh no, we've designed the most boring sports sedan in the history of sports sedans. So they threw a bunch of designing at the front grille. The front grille is filled with just odd angles, sharp lines. It just does not fit with the rest of the vehicle. Same can be said for the BMW. Yes, it does not have the absolutely hideous front grille of the M3 and M4. However, it's still the same thing. It's kind of quiet, elegant, subdued for the most of the car, and then you get to the grille and it's just, it looks like they put all of their design effort into the front of the car. The Mercedes, on the other hand, well, the Mercedes is very, very well designed from the exterior. It is elegant in all the right places. It is muscular in all the right places. It's just a very good vehicle to look at. And unlike the BMW or the Audi, it just has a very cohesive design. It doesn't look like they got through 90% of the vehicle and looked at the front bumper and like, oh no, this doesn't look sporty enough, and just threw all the design they could at it. However, I still don't think it's as good looking as the IS500. It is actually a very elegant vehicle to look at with a whole lot of modern design that fits the overall design aesthetic of the vehicle. A car can be great to sit in, a car can be great to look at, but if it doesn't have the performance to back it up, remember we're talking about sports sedans here, then it's really all for naught. It just kind of gets lost in the shuffle with all the other kind of sporty sedans. And you don't really have to go far to find out the IS500 is gonna have the performance to back up everything else. Hell, we're starting with a 5-liter V8. A 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 that revs past 7,000 RPM. Whether it be in the RCF, the GSF, or even the LC500, is just an amazing sounding engine. It does everything you want an engine to do as far as visceral experience is concerned. Whereas the Germans, well, they came to a V8 fight with a bunch of turbocharged 3-liter 6-cylinders. The BMW M340i, that is a 3-liter straight 6 turbocharged engine, 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. Like the IS500, it is rear-wheel drive. It weighs slightly less than the IS500, and it does get to 60 in 4.4 seconds, which is a tenth of a second quicker than the IS500. The Mercedes-AMG C43, well, again, 3-liter V6 engine with 2 turbos, chucking out 385 horsepower and 384 pound-feet of torque. Unlike the IS500, this drives all 4 wheels, and it gets to 60 in the same 4.5 seconds. The Audi, this one's a little bit interesting, even if it is odd to look at. It has a 3-liter turbocharged V6, 349 horsepower, which is significantly less than the IS500. However, it does make 369 pound-feet of torque. It is all-wheel drive. It weighs, again, slightly less than the IS500. It has the least amount of power and is tied for the least amount of torque, and yet it still gets to 60 in 4.4 seconds. The Lexus IS500 is shaping up to be an absolutely phenomenal sports sedan. Lexus has basically turned the segment on its head by providing their top dog engine in what is not their top dog class. The big V8 with no turbocharged, well, it's a dying animal, and that is a really sad thing to say. And I love the fact that Lexus is kind of giving it one last hurrah in the IS500. This car, it ticks all of the boxes. Looks, yes. Interior, yes. Great engine, oh, hell yes. And the handling to back it up. I cannot wait for this vehicle to come on sale. Lexus is saying somewhere late fall 2021. It cannot get here soon enough because I'm in love with this car. I can't wait to see it. But as for this video, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to find your way back, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. If you want to continue the conversation to social media, it's at Shifting Lanes. I personally am at Chenedy83. Screaming V8s. They're not going to be around for much longer. You should get this car while you can. But that's a wrap, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.